LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker saga is kind of underwhelming. That's not to say it doesn't have its fun moments. The size and detail of each planet are definitely the best in any LEGO Star Wars game to date. And there are so many planets and characters from all 9 films, which is obviously a first time for LEGO Star Wars. But there are a few things that make this game feel rushed and lackluster. The story missions have their good moments, but I'm not gonna lie, it feels so cheap that many of the missions are just these overly long boss battles that get old very fast, especially when playing through the prequel trilogy. Episode 3 alone has 4 of them. Other than the big health bars, by far the worst part about these boss battles are the constantly locked on cameras. This causes the battles to be very linear since you can't look anywhere else but at the boss, as well as awkward camera angles that just ruin the flow of the battle. Especially in battles like the Geonosis Arena, where there is so much action around you, but you're forced to look at Jango Fett. The normal missions are fine, but sometimes they seem just uninspiring and rushed. For example, the Battle of Naboo is just one bubble to defend, and again the arena in Geonosis is mostly chasing Jango around while ignoring the rest of the fight. Comparing this to LEGO Star Wars 3, you would have an entire map to fight against in these big battles, and the arena mission had so much more going on. Coming from that game as my last LEGO Star Wars game, it's definitely a downgrade in that aspect. I also understand that they put much more effort into the world and design of the maps. Some of them feel insanely big and hidden with many side missions, but it feels like it was at the expense of having more interesting story missions. The story shouldn't feel like an afterthought, especially when all boss battles are nearly identical, while again in LEGO Star Wars 3, although not as diverse in gameplay, they were definitely more creative. Now, that's not to say I don't think the gameplay and boss battles are an overall improvement to the older games. I'm just saying don't overuse it as the only format in the boss battles and regular missions. They even show the Battle of Geonosis and Hoth on the front cover, but Geonosis is completely skipped over, and Hoth is only a sky battle. The characters and ships are another thing worth mentioning. There are a crazy number of characters and ships to choose from, but it's very inconsistent. There aren't many clones, which is always a minus, but there are all the Jedi from the Council. There's Anakin's Starfighter from Episode 3, but not Obi-Wan's, even though it was in the cutscene. And vice versa for Obi-Wan's Episode 2 Starfighter. There's no Republic gunship, even though it was shown in the cutscene, but we do get the droid gunship. And there's no hero star cruisers, only villain factions. It definitely feels like they didn't have the time to add everything, so I hope they add them in future updates. The designs of the maps and worlds look nearly identical in some cases to Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I loved, no complaints there, and most of the characters' designs look really great, with a few exceptions like the droidekas and probe droids, especially when comparing them to LEGO Star Wars 3's models. Some small missing details this game has are the Magna Guard staff not making the correct iconic sounds, and the Fire Force clones not having the right markings, as well as the Phase 2 clones being on the villain's side. Also, a quick mention, this game has some notable bugs.
What the hell is this? What the actual hell? Like, what is this?
The game crashes occasionally. I can't block or throw lightsabers sometimes.
Can't throw my lightsaber. Can only press square to attack. What the heck's going on?
As well as hit detection being terrible for ships when aim assist is off. At least for the chase missions.
How long is this shitting mission? How long is this actually going for? It's like 20 minutes now. I have nearly $200,000 in this one mission, and it's still not over yet. Freaking hell, someone just end it.
Finally, it's great that the game has so much collectibles, in some cases around 1,000 of them, but I would have honestly rathered less collectibles and a more detailed world with less repetition. It feels like you do the same thing in every planet, especially in the space battle settings, so less repetition and more diversity would have greatly benefited the game's overall post-game enjoyment. Overall, this game has been a blast to play through, but after you finish the main story missions once, it's not the most enjoyable thing trying to do all the collectibles, but it is definitely fun exploring the different planets and buying characters and upgrading abilities. It's only the small things mentioned in this video that really prevent this game from being so much better. This has been the Hero of Sinner. Thanks for watching.
I need me to show my place in all this.